This is my name is Angel Black. Welcome back to Angel Black Experience right here on the PWS Zone and on the PWC Network. And today we gotta talk about what happened, what all went down this past weekend. In particular, what happened on Saturday, because there was a lot of things that happened on Saturday morning and on Saturday night. WWE had their pay-per-view, Elimination Chamber, or Premier Live Event, call it everyone. I still gonna call it pay-per-view. God damn it. And Impact Wrestling had No Surrender, which normally they had their Impact Plus specials taped during when they do TV tapings, but this time they gotta be having their shows, their Impact Plus specials live. Not just this show, but all their shows going forward on Impact Plus. So that's cool. I like that. I like how they doing it live instead of me finding out on spoilers online about what happened during the No Surrender pay-per-view that was taped during the TV tapings. So I'm glad they're going that route of having their Impact Plus specials live. But with that being said, let's start off. Let's talk about what happened on Saturday morning our time. Let's talk about what happened at WWE's Elimination Chamber, the final event before WrestleMania. Thank God there not gonna be no fast lane or any other pay-per-view beforehand, because having Elimination Chamber and fast lane before WrestleMania, having pay-per-view before WrestleMania, it's already dumb as it is. Why we just put up the World WrestleMania on Raw and SmackDown, and you want to have specials on Raw and on SmackDown, or even a Saturday Night Main Event. They doing Saturday Night Main Event, but they're not gonna be televised, or not gonna be on the Peacock, if you will. So it's just done that instead of having Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, because this pay-per-view stunk. There's some redeeming qualities on this show, but as far as what happened in the first match and the second match, completely ridiculous. First off, we had Rey Mysterio and the first of the Miz on the pre-show, and Rey Mysterio on the pre-show is a fucking sin. I don't care how long he's been wrestling. I don't care how what he got nothing for him. You don't put Rey Mysterio in the goddamn pre-show. He's a legend. He's a future Hall of Famer. He's on the cover of the new WWE 2K22 game. Have some respect, damn it. At least he won the match against the Miz, and Miz later on during the main show said he got to call someone, make a phone call, talk about he had to bring his own that is a global superstar, someone who was handled such a hand than he is, and a premier great athlete. And all I can think of is Logan Paul. It's been teased for months. Teased for a few weeks now that Logan Paul is going to be Raw WrestleMania again, and it might be team over the Miz at WrestleMania. If that's the case, then great way to go. Continue to disrespect the lesson of Rey Mysterio. Seriously. This guy used to be your former world champion, and now he reduced to wrestling against the Miz and some dumbass celebrity that got famous off YouTube doing stupid shit. Like, whatever. And I ain't gonna talk about that. I'll talk about that at a later date if it does happen. And if it does happen, I gotta probably, let's just move on with this horse shit. Move on to that horse shit to this more horse shit later on. In the first match of the night, you had Goldberg versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. This match went on to about under 5 minutes. Yeah, Goldberg, he was in control of the whole match. He had his two spears, and he was in control throughout the match. He got more offense off than Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns had a Superman punch. He got a couple of blows in, shots in the ring, outside the ring, and once Goldberg made one mistake, he got in the guillotine choke and choked him out. That was it. So we knew that Roman Reigns got win, but that match was completely underwhelming. The match that we should have had at WrestleMania 36 ended up just sitting in the bed. And I'll go as far as saying that the match that Goldberg had against Braun Strowman at WrestleMania 36 was better than this crap. Yeah, I said it. I hate Braun Strowman, but that's all I gotta say about that. That's the match he had, the women's elimination chamber match, and by my God, this match was a match of the night for me. I mean, this match and the Lita and Becky Lynch match. This was like the women brought their A game to on the show. Not exactly Ronda Rousey, Charlotte, and Sonya Deville. Naomi, she did her thing. She always got do. She always great in the ring. I mean, always gotta give her respect. But those other three in that match, completely waste of time. Like it was no point in having that match on the card. But you had women wrestling on the show. I like how they didn't have just plain T-shirts with their logos on them. I like how they have like onesie to cover up their skin because they're in Saudi Arabia where they hate women, and they have gear that pretty much still had their look, their sinister look they don't normally wear, but it was covered up. So I like that. I like how Bianca Belair had her sinister look. You know, it was covered up. Same with Rhea Ripley's. Think it's trash. You know, I don't like her at all. Liv Morgan walking around looking like freaking Britney Spears from the Oof I Did It Again video. Like, first he was Christina Aguilera, where her gear was inspired by the Christina Aguilera video 30. Now we have Britney Spears inspired gear when she was in Oops I Did It Again. And once he got pinned by I think Alexa Bliss, I said, oops, she lost again. Because that's been the story of Liv Morgan ever since she been feuding for the Women's Championship, fighting for Women's Championship contention. So yeah, oops, she lost again. She failed again. Moving on. But Alexa Bliss, it went down to Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair, and of course Bianca Belair won the match. She'll be going to WrestleMania to face the winner of the Lita and Becky Lynch match. Spoiler alert, it was Becky Lynch. So y'all know that match is gonna happen at WrestleMania, and I would not be mad if they have Bianca Belair win here. And she could be. I don't think anyone has done this, but I think she could be the first woman, if she does win that WrestleMania. She could be the first woman to win the SmackDown Women's Championship and the Raw Women's Championship in back-to-back years at WrestleMania, back-to-back WrestleManias. I don't think that's ever been done before, and I hope that does happen, because this title reign from Becky Lynch has been the whole gimmick, the whole man gimmick, the big time Bex gimmick. It's getting on my fucking nerves. I'm sorry, but ever since he's done that man gimmick, ever since he won the championships at WrestleMania 35, the gimmick has been completely cringeworthy in my opinion. I'm not just saying that. There's a lot of people that have been saying that shit. But anyway, moving on. You had Madcap Moss versus Drew McIntyre. Nothing to say here. You almost had Madcap Moss broke his fucking neck. Like, has the top of his head literally landing on the canvas. Like, it was brutal. I'm surprised this guy even continuing on with a match like with a match without a concussion or a broken neck. But Drew McIntyre won. He almost killed Happy Corbin with Angela the sword. Like, yeah, cutting off heads. That would have been a huge pop for the side crowd. Just saying. Moving on. The Ronda Rousey Naomi versus Charlotte and Sonya Deville match. The Bay Eventful won. Don't care. Moving on. The SmackDown Tag Team Championship match never even happened. They had the Usos went out there and attacked the Viking Raiders, and the match was canceled. It did not happen. So much for having all two teams fly down for almost over 10 hours just so they can have a match that never happened. And I heard what I'm hearing, the Viking Raiders didn't get paid that much. So you literally sent those guys out there for nothing. And I feel bad for Viking Raiders, and I feel bad for the Usos, because they've been nothing more than bloodline business, as Montez Ford said on SmackDown months ago. They've been nothing but women raised business, and they've been pretty much holding the titles and treating it as a demotion. And I don't know who take the title off of the Usos. I don't know if they gotta have the Viking Raiders take the title off of them, but I don't want to see the New Day versus the Usos again. Much as they have great matches, I don't want to see that again. So moving on to the Lita and Britt Baker's match. This match was great. I mean, Lita went out there, their thing. She still got it, and I hope they do more with her. Woman has it. This match was just a one-off, and we don't know what they don't have any long-term booking long-term deal with her, like storyline wise. So I don't know what could happen with Lita. But Becky Lynch, she did a great job in this match. She got hit all with the triple fade moonsault, and she kicked out 2.9, and she was playing possum the whole time while Lita was picking her up, and she hit her with a rock bottom. I'm not calling it Mayhem Slam because that's just stupid. It's the rock bottom. Even Becky Lynch said herself that it's the rock bottom, because Mayhem Slam sounds stupid as fuck. I guess she's the man, but whatever. Speaking of men, we're going to the main event of the show. The 6-man Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. Got Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory, AJ Styles, Matt Riddle, Seth freaking Rollins, and Brock Lesnar. And for the most part, this match was pretty damn good. I mean, it was not pretty damn good. It was decent. Once before Lesnar came in there, it was a decent match. One point in the match, you had Seth Rollins hit the bucket bomb on the Austin Theory to the pod of Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley ate shit. And they said that it was a concussion protocol, but we all know the deal now. After the Elimination Chamber match, after the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, we heard the news that Bobby Lashley got knee shoulder surgery, and he gotta be out for 4 months. So that means he gotta be missing WrestleMania, and that means it sucks, man. I mean, that's how you lose the championship. Not even in a decision. He wasn't even in the match, and that's how he lost the championship due to an injury that was. I mean, I don't know. They planned out. I don't know. They had that plan to have him be taken out of the match due to injury, due to concussion. Because I heard that might be work, but woman has it that Bobby Lashley was dealing with shoulder injury since the Royal Rumble. That's why you haven't seen him wrestling on Wall. I also defending the championship. So yeah, that's the rumor going around that he had a shoulder injury since the Royal Rumble. So sucks for him. Give us soon, Bobby Lashley, and hopefully win back the WWE Championship. If they don't, we don't ride the championships, because Bobby Lashley comes in, busting through the pod after he wasn't chosen to be selected in the match, even though they selected Bobby Lashley, but Bobby Lashley was in his pod, so Bobby Lashley was like, fuck this, and just busted through the pod, destroying everybody, just dropping out everybody in the match, eliminated Rollins, eliminated Riddle, eliminated AJ Styles, and it came down to Austin Theory and Brock Lesnar, and you already know, Brock Lesnar destroyed this kid. Austin Theory climbed all the way on top of the one of the pods, and Brock Lesnar like Venom climbing climbing like freaking Venom, like super, like he was quick climbing on top of the pod. He grabbed him, slammed his head up to the on the glass repeatedly, and this guy freaking threw him off the pod with a super F5. 1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar is the WWE champion for a 10th time, and he's the world champion for 10 times. And as A-Truck Brown would say, he is the. Actually, I gotta have you see it for yourself. See, this is what he said on Twitter. He got popular. That tweet got popular because he said that on social media, and in a way, he's not wrong. I mean, he defeated The Rock for the WWE Championship, his first ever championship. In WWE, he defeated Kofi Kingston in less than 10 seconds on the first episode of SmackDown on Fox. He pinned Big E in the very fire at day one, and now he takes the title off of Bobby Lashley and Bobby Lashley was in the goddamn match. So, yeah, he's right, but he didn't need to go there. But that's all I had to say about Elimination Chamber. And if I had to give it a score, probably a 4 or 5 out of 10. Because they had to sit that interested me, and the rest of the show was dog shit. But that's all I had to say about that Elimination Chamber. Now it's time to talk about Impact Wrestling's No Surrender. And now it's time to talk about Impact Wrestling's No Surrender. Now I'm not gonna go through the whole show, the whole card. I am gonna point out some of the things that caught my eye on the show, especially the twists and turns that happened on this show versus what Gabe Meltzer was predicting on or reporting that was gonna happen at Elimination Chamber. There was no twists and turns, nothing interesting happening on Elimination Chamber that we enjoyed, except for maybe the 2 women's matches I talk about. But twists and turns, no. There were no twists and turns at Elimination Chamber, but there were twists and turns on this show that Impact Wrestling held this past Saturday night, No Surrender. And going through the card for a little bit, you had Mickie James retained the Knockout Championship against Tasha Steelz. Tasha Steelz cashed in on her opportunity. She won at Hard to Kill in the first ever Knockouts Ultimate X. She had Savannah Evans there trying to help her out win the championship, but lucky for Mickie James, Chelsea Green came out there, made it safe, and she retained the title with Chelsea Green's help. And someone is telling me that they teased a heel turn from Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green turned on Mickie James and potentially taking that title off of her, because we already see Matt Cardona being a heel. I mean, it's only a matter of time we see Chelsea Green being a heel and join alongside him. Like we already seen it. We've seen it a couple times in GCW and various indie promotions. So it doesn't make sense to have Chelsea Green being a babyface and her husband being a full-fledged heel. I mean, so you gotta turn Chelsea Green heel and have her take the title from Mickie James down the road. I mean that's why I'm predicting. We had Jay White defeating Aragon earlier tonight. The leaders of Riding by Design Bullet Club facing off. It was a decent matchup. I mean, we kind of figured that Jay White got win the match because they would have got to have Eric Young beat Jay White. I mean, even though Jay White, Eric Young had been the standout for Impact Wrestling for years. He's the OG of Impact Wrestling, and he's still getting disrespected. But that's just me. I digress on that. Earlier in the night, you had Eddie Edwards getting attacked by someone. I don't know who it was, but it played out throughout the main event of the night because he ended up being replaced in the match between Team Impact and I don't know more with Willie Mack. So I gotta get to that in a little bit. But the first twist and turn we saw at No Surrender was during the tag team championship match between the Good Sisters, Butthurt Gallus and Sour Ass Carl Anderson, and G.O.D. Tom Tonga and Tongaloa. And in the middle of the match, when the referee gets knocked down, Jay White, the night pervert himself, Switchblade Jay White, comes in, attacks Tom Tonga, attacks Tongaloa, causes them the tag team titles, and still Impact Tag Team Champions, the Good Sisters, Gallus Anderson, and after the match you see Gallus Anderson with Chris Bay and Jay White standing tall, doing a 2-street, and I'm just sitting here like, can we stop with the Bullet Club bullshit? Can we stop with the Bullet Club? I mean, I get it. You're trying to reinvent the Bullet Club. You're trying to get back to that, have the big Bullet Club be back in that status of most popular factions in wrestling. But I'm tired of it. I'm tired of Bullet Club. Like, you need to have. I mean, the Good Sisters, Gallus and Anderson, have been trying to they've been doing this stick for years now, trying to relive the glory days of the Bullet Club because they can't do anything by them damn selves. They can't do anything that had nothing to do with the Bullet Club. Like he's trying to do the whole, Good Brothers thing that without having any tie with Bullet Club. But since they were allowed to step through that forbidden door, going to AEW, hanging out with the Young Bucks, they figure, hey, let's just ride on your coattails, because we've been riding on your coattails for years. It's like, I mean, but Hurt Gallows, this guy always needed help, always needed to hold his hand held by everybody. It wasn't Carl Anderson, it was the Young Bucks, it was AJ Styles, it was King Omega, it was his ex-wife Amber Hill. He needed help for every fucking thing in his entire career. He needed to be in a group of people that were better than him. Straight Society, Ace of Ace, Bullet Club, the Elite, the Super Elite, you name it. Guys that cannot do anything by himself. Now we know who wore the pen in that mirrors. But anyway, going back to what I was talking about. This whole Forbidden Door BS with Jay White, him being like stepping through a Forbidden Door and closing such bullshit. Because, like I said on the POC, like Jimmy said on POC, no Forbidden Door is no Forbidden Door between AEW, Impact, and New Japan. The real Forbidden Door is WWE. Because there's no company that is more forbidden than WWE. Because you haven't seen any other company working with WWE, like unless it's Evolve. But that was Evolve. That's not totally different subject. I'm talking about promotions like AEW, Impact, New Japan. You never seen those companies working together until this past January, when Mickey James entered the Royal Rumble match as the knockout champion, coming out with the Hardcore Country theme song that she uses on Impact Wrestling. It's like that's a real forbidden door. Like you see people from Impact Wrestling bounce around to New Japan all the time, or New Japan starts to bounce around to AEW and Impact Wrestling all the time. That's not forbidden. That's just that's how they have a working relationship. That's not forbidden at all. WWE working with anyone, that's forbidden. Because I don't think that's never gonna happen again. I think the whole Mickey James thing was a one-off. And it does happen again when we see another Impact star jumping up to WWE, or even a WWE star jumping up to Impact. That'd be something to talk about. I mean, we always seen a former WWE star, for AEW star, possibly jumping up back to WWE, and Cody. When I said that Cody Rhodes, after leaving AEW, might go back to WWE. And that's the case, then that's gonna be very interesting. You know, I still think this whole him leaving AEW is work. I think he gotta come back in a few months, or maybe at Revolution. Who knows? If he does, I mean, if he shows up at WWE, then it was all real. But if he come back to AEW, then it would work all along. I'm not gonna believe it till I see where he lands. Either he go back to WWE, or he was just taking a break from AEW. Either way, Cody Rhodes going to back to WWE. I mean, I'm not gonna hate it, but I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, Cody Rhodes back in WWE. I can't believe it. I'm not gonna be like that. I just think that he could probably be in the same position he were before he left WWE and gone to make AEW. But that's my thoughts on Cody. I mean, I didn't make a video about Cody because I thought it was a waste of time making a video on it because I think this whole thing might be a work. But like I said, he shows up at WWE, it's real. He shows up back up at AEW, it was all work. Unless we hear from the horse's mouth himself explaining why he left AEW in the first place. But that's all I gotta say about that. Moving on to the main event of No Surrender. Yeah, Team Impact versus Team Honor No More. Team Impact consists of Rich Swann, Rhino, Chris Sabin, Willie Mack, and Steve Master, aka Rusty Blake. No, wait, no, Steve Cutler. I don't know why. I mean, I got the two forgotten sons. I confused the two. My bad. So Steve Mercer, aka Steve Cutler, going against Honor No More, PCO, Vincent, King, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett alongside American Alec, of course. The stipulation was if Team Honor number one won the match, they stayed in Impact Wrestling. If they lose to Team Impact, they need to leave Impact for good. Well, what do you think happened in this match? Honor number one won the match, and they stayed in Impact Wrestling. Why? Because Impact and Ring Warner have something going on. They have some kind of working relationship. I mean, it's obvious. Like, as soon as I saw that stipulation added in the match, I just knew that they gotta have no more win, and they gotta have some kind of angle, some kind of big match happening at Supercar Honor. Well, I knew they were gonna win, but I didn't know how they gonna win. And the closing moments of the match was caught me by surprise. So the referee gets knocked down. Maria gets involved in the match. Eddie Edwards grabs Maria and tells Wino to get set up for the gore. Gore. And as soon as Wino gets charged up for the gore, Eddie Edwards hits him with a kendo stick, turning on Team Impact, joining forces with Honor No More, and Honor No More wins the match, and now they stay in Impact Wrestling, and that Eddie Edwards joining Honor No More. It makes sense because Eddie Edwards, he was a former Ring War star before he went to Impact Wrestling. He was one of the cornerstones of the early years of Ring of Honor. Former TV champion, former tag team champion with Dave Wishers. I think he was a world champion as well. So he has history with Ring of Honor. So this does not, and I'm not saying this is stupid, it doesn't make sense. It does make sense in a way, because he was a Ring of Honor guy before he was an Impact Wrestling guy. So I like this turn. I like this. It's interesting to see where this goes from here, especially now that Honor No More are staying put in Impact Wrestling, especially the fact that we do see a kind of working with partnership with Ring of Honor and Impact Wrestling. So it's gonna be interesting to see where that goes from there. Yeah, No Surrender was all about twists and turns, and all about setting up future storylines for big events coming up, whether that be Rebellion for Impact Wrestling or Supercar Honor for Ring of Honor. So it's gonna be very interesting next couple months. So on scale of 1 to 10, I give No Surrender 8. And it was a pretty damn good show, and it definitely sets up storylines from all three promotions: Impact, Ring of Honor, and AEW. So I like how they did that. But overall, pretty decent weekend for wrestling. In particular, Saturday night. What do you think about what happened this Saturday? Whether it be from Elimination Chamber or No Surrender? Let me know down below in the comments down below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, tap the bell on the YouTube bell to miss any of my videos, and make sure you check out all the shows available on the PWCnetwork.com, or anywhere you listen to podcasts, whether it be Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, you name it. Check out the PWC. We talk about AEW, WWE, all promotions. Talk about the politics here and there. Just go there and listen to all the shows that you have available, whether that be the Skirmish, Carnage, Extra, you name it. Check it out. Until that time, I'm not gonna be able to Intro Black. I'm out.